Do you feel like you're doing all the things, but something's still missing? Or maybe you've hit a plateau and your to-do list is full, but you still feel unaccomplished. Well, that misalignment is actually a gift. It's your sign to pause, reset, and get reconnected with your vision. Today, we're going to talk about 3 questions to ask yourself to make sure that your business is in alignment with your vision.
Hey, lady bosses, are you working even after putting the kids to bed but still not getting results?
Are you tired of spending money on ads that aren't getting engagement?
Do you feel burdened that you aren't fulfilling your purpose in life because you are so consumed with work?
I'm your host, Brooke Boltz. I'm an attorney and founder of Boltz Legal. I started my business and in 1 year was bringing in 7 figures and am now bringing in multi-7 figures.
And I'm your co-host, Rachel Boltz, owner of Boltz Media. I've helped many businesses build their online presence and increase their revenue through digital marketing.
Want to hear how we did it?
We are here to help you achieve your goals personally, professionally, and spiritually.
So kick off your high heels, sit back, and let's ignite that passion.
We're Miss Biz, where we're putting the Miss in biz.
Let's get biz done.
It is so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind between emails, client calls, marketing, invoices. All of a sudden, you can look up and think, wait, why am I even doing all of this? Maybe you're checking boxes but feeling disconnected. Maybe the passion's even faded or things just feel off. It doesn't mean that you're failing. It just means that you're human. And that's why we're not giving you a fluffy journal prompt today. These are real, get you back on track, light a fire under you type of questions that we come back to anytime we feel stuck, overwhelmed, or misaligned. They're super simple, they're powerful, and they'll help you clear the noise and reconnect with the why behind it all.
So the first question is, what do I actually want this business to do for my life? I think this is a great question because so often, once we make a decision on what our business is, we just run with it and get so busy with the day-to-day that we don't stop and reflect. What am I really trying to get out of this? Not what are my clients trying to get, not what are your followers trying to get, not what your bank account is trying to get, but what are you trying to get? Do you want time freedom? Do you want creative expression? Do you want to build a legacy? Are you building a scalable empire or a lean lifestyle brand? What does success look like for the version of you right now? Not who you were 3 years ago when you started your business.
That's so important because your business changes and your desires change. Maybe what you wanted 3 years ago isn't what you currently want anymore. But sometimes we can just get so caught up in the habit where we continue to do the same thing day in and day out, and we're not really aligning with our purpose.
Absolutely. And sometimes your business is successful from all monetary standpoints, but you're feeling unfulfilled, like you're just exhausted or it's draining to your soul. And maybe that's a sign that you need to shift something. Just because things are going well financially doesn't necessarily mean that you're in alignment with God's purpose for your life. And so taking the time to stop and ask yourself these questions, make sure that you are continuing to monitor and reflect on what's most important, and is this business still meeting the needs that it was at when you started?
Excellent point. So the second question that you should ask yourself is, what's no longer aligned and why am I still doing it? This one can sting, but it's powerful. You need to ask even deeper, what offers, habits, partnerships, or platforms feel like an obligation rather than an opportunity? Where are you over delivering, undercharging, or compromising your boundaries? And what are you tolerating that you wouldn't let your clients get away with? Sometimes the breakthrough comes not from doing more, but from letting go. And you would be surprised, even just making some simple changes that you think could hurt you. So for example, if I raise my prices, then I'm going to lose clients. That's not necessarily the case, but there's a big fear when it comes to making those kinds of changes. But you would be surprised how just a few minor tweaks can really accelerate you and not only make you more profitable as a business, but also make you more satisfied and more rewarding. Because if you have more revenue coming in, then you're more scalable. You can hire more people to help you. Then you can get your time back. So there are a lot of benefits that comes from just asking the question, what's no longer aligned?
Many of our listeners know that I own Bolts Media, and we are a full-service digital marketing company, but not everyone may know that they can contact me. So I wanted to let everyone know today that if you have any questions, you need any advice, or you would like to book services, I would love to assist. You can reach me at boltsmedia.com, fill out the contact form on my page, and I will reach out to you personally and schedule a free consultation to help guide you on your journey.
Are there any examples in your business that you can think of where you've identified something that was no longer aligned that you had to change or pivot?
Yes. So a major one was doing a majority of the work myself. That I love doing. I love being part of it and helping my clients reach their goals, but it gets to a point where there's just too many clients to manage successfully. So having that reflection and really thinking about the long-term picture and focusing on my team's strengths, I mean, just making that simple change made a huge difference. And it got my time back too.
That's a great example. For me, I think that some of the misalignments that I've had over the years have really related to misalignments with clients and their values compared to my own. And so there's been times where I was trying to foster relationship, and it just became apparent over time that we just had different values. And so there were times where those relationships kind of died off naturally, and whereas my ambitious part of me would want to try to continue to build those relationships despite the misalignment, I really had to just kind of let them go and trust that new relationships would come in where our values were aligned. And that has always been the case where clients have or referral sources have died out because of misalignment. We've been able to find new ones that were a better fit for our values.
Absolutely. Sometimes the breakthrough comes not from doing more, but from letting go.
Exactly. So question 3 is, if I started over tomorrow, what would I do differently? And this is a great question to ask yourself. This is a vision reset disguised as a mindset mic drop. What would you double down on? What would you never agree to again? What's the version of your brand, your life, your business that feels like home? You don't always need a rebrand. Sometimes you just need to remember who you were before the world told you who to be. So if you started over tomorrow, what would you build differently?
That is a very, very deep question. I think that there are certain things I would have started with higher prices because I was significantly underpriced for what I was offering. Also, I think I would have higher boundaries or stronger boundaries of what I'm willing to accept from clients and the way that they're treating me. Because what I've learned is, although I want to help everybody, it really makes me excited to see them achieve their goals and objectives. There are certain ways that I just don't need to be spoken to, or have unrealistic expectations placed on me when the process has already been explained. So I think just kind of getting a little bit stronger in those boundaries would have benefited me in the early stages.
Having a standout speaker resume is so important to booking speaking engagements. If you're looking to increase your speaking engagements, but don't know where to start with your speaker resume and you'd like to see a couple of examples, we would be happy to share ours with you.
Go to missbiz.com/contact and in the subject line type speaker resumes and we'll send you your copy today.
Those are great lessons, and sometimes our failures are the best learning tool.
Yes.
But taking that time to reflect on what we would do differently. For me, something that comes to mind is I think I would have invested in marketers more, like in-person marketers, more than I did. I had this belief that I was the only one that could bring in business because I was the business owner. And so I really didn't even look at the option of hiring marketers for the firm. And really, now that I'm 7, almost 8 years in and have done all types of advertising and other things, the staff that we have who focus on marketing have had more success with bringing in business than any of those advertising efforts have. And I've now been able to see that I'm not the only one who can do it. It took a long time for me to realize that other people could build those relationships, even though they're not the business owner, in meaningful ways. And so I think if I had to do it all over again, I would have started doing that sooner. Just having more representatives for the firm out in the community, going to networking events, going to B&I, just building those relationships. I definitely would have not taken that all on myself for as long as I did.
That's such a great point. I mean, how often do we actually do that where we feel like we're the only person that can complete this specific task, and then we just end up putting way too much stress on ourselves. So that's a great point and a great piece of advice for our listeners who are really looking to grow their business, that is something that can help your business tremendously.
I'll say you've got to have the right people in that role. They've got to be skilled communicators, and they have to be people with a heart for service and a heart for building relationships. It can't just be the type of person who's going to just drop off a goodie basket once a month. It's got to be people who are going to really invest their time into building relationships with people. But if you have those type of people, and it might take a little while to find them, they really can be an asset to your business.
Absolutely. So these 3 questions, they are your compass. They're not about perfection at all. They're more about permission to pivot, to simplify, to get back to the soul of your business. So take 15 minutes today, journal on them, talk it out with a biz bestie, or walk around the block with them on your mind.
If this episode helped you, please share it with any powerhouse businesswomen that you know. Also, subscribe, like, follow, all the things. Thank you so much for listening.
We appreciate you and are honored to be on this journey with you. We can't wait to help you, to encourage you, and show you how to grow personally, professionally, and spiritually.
If you found Miss Biz helpful, please leave a review and share with others.
You can follow us on social media at Miss Biz Podcast.
For legal questions or services, please visit boltslegal.com.
And for digital marketing needs, please visit boltsmedia.com. Let's get biz done.